back to the story. In the last episode, I had struck out on a solo adventure into the Utah and Nevada desert, while Sarah, Caroline, and Abigail visited with family who had flown in for a few weeks. For this trip, I took the opportunity to saddle up our trusty steed, Silver, a 2014 4Runner with over 200,000 miles of hard use on her odometer. After a rough start fighting off a cold and some frustrating hot spring hogs, things started looking up as I got to explore a still steaming small volcano before finding another beautiful camp near some old mines. This morning, I'm up early for a long day of travel to meet up with a friend several hundred miles away in Nevada with big plans to explore some fresh territory. That'll do. Well, howdy folks, and welcome to another adventure. In a bit of a hurry this morning, which I try to avoid, but it's all for a good cause. Headed down to southeast Nevada to meet up with a good friend. You've seen him before. He's been a huge part of making this channel happen. So let's pound pavement and go meet up with my good friend Keith. I'll tell you what, I love this West Desert. You get the sweeping plains with all kinds of views, you get the mining history, And then you get these little mountain ranges that just kind of pop up sporadically all over the place. It's just got a unique feel to it, and it's great for this time of year because the primary roads are flat enough that if you did get dumped on with a lot of snow or ice, you still got a fighting chance. It's not like being up in the mountains where you're just gonna hole up till spring. This is my second time out here and I'm falling in love with it every time that I come, so probably be seeing more of this on the channel. There's also signs of some wild Mustangs out here. I'm hoping we'll see one. And we do have a bit of a Christmas tree this morning. That's because the long range tank threw a code again, so I'll have to reset that in a bit. All right, let's focus on the trail, get down the road, and get this adventure started. Right along. Well, I was wondering why it was taking so doggone long and poor compressor sounded so sick. It's because I ran Starlink all night last night up on the roof rack, and Silver doesn't have the fancy lithium auxiliary power yet, so that AGM was just almost flat by this morning. Then you turn the compressor on before it's had time to charge, and of course it's going to struggle. So link the batteries, rock and roll. Got a plan for fixing that though. I do have a SAE extension cord, and there's a SAE port up on top of the trailer that ties into the 200 amp hours of lithium power on the trailer. I think I'm just going to extend that over to the Starlink. That way I can run it all night without messing with the auxiliary power on Silver here. So we'll be up and running here in a minute. Just got a message from Keith anyhow, and he said he's running late, so no hurries. What a pretty day. While having 25 extra gallons of fuel on board this rig is incredible, it does come with a few quirks to work around on occasion. With a mostly empty auxiliary tank, the factory evap system test thinks there's a leak due to all the extra volume in the system. So from time to time we have to clear code to return traction control back to operation. Now, I'm honestly not sure why an evap leak warrants less traction from Toyota, but that's the cards we've been dealt. No real complaints here though. This is an easy fix and totally worth it for a huge jump in range from the long range tank. All clear. Traction control restored. Oh, Silver. Quick little stop for a hamburger just to save time. All right, well done, Wendy's. So one thing I want to touch on really quick before I get back to high-speed travel is whenever you're towing a trailer like this, like in a 4Runner or a GX, I always go into sport mode because it gives you far more control over those shift points. And you know, a lot of folks who are new to this, they end up complaining because it just feels like their 4Runner, especially if it hasn't been re-geared, it's just hunting and hunting and hunting for that power. So switching into sport mode makes a big difference. And then honestly, simply slowing down, like just don't be in a hurry, makes a big difference. Just dropping 5 miles under the speed limit, you're going to save a lot of fuel. You're not going to feel like it's working so hard if you have the time. Well, I just made a mistake. I was watching the map, knew I had a left turn coming up, saw tire tracks going to the left. I mean, I was right on top of the turn. So I followed the tire tracks up this wash. And I get about a mile up this wash and just happen to look at the map again, and the wash is not the trail. So I am carefully picking my way backwards, which is fun in these boulders because it wants to push the trailer around. But it's easy to do. I've done it a handful of times. So word to the wise, double check that map after a couple hundred yards of going down what you think is the right trail, because sometimes it's not. We got a pretty barren side of the bank over here and a fairly wide spot, so I'm going to try one of our tricks for turning trailers. Still tight. Nice part is we can jackknife this trailer at a pretty good angle. Alright, disaster averted. Now let's go see where in the heck this turnoff is at. Alright, so here's where we made the left turn. So there should be another trail. Ha! Look at that. Boy, I did not see that. It was raised. That bank was just high enough. It looked like it just kept going straight. All these tire tracks going left, must be the trail. It happens. Into Mordor. Alright, well, we've made it to the meetup spot, or thereabouts. There's some little roads running out into these mines, so it's going to take a little hike on foot here and see if there's any cooler spots to camp. While I was scouting for nearby camps with the drone, I saw Keith come into view about 2 miles out and switched to maximum zoom to see if he would be fooled by the wash. Yep. Thankfully, he was in radio range, so I was able to stop him before he made the same mistake. Oh, and I also told him he was lucky I wasn't carrying a Hellfire missile on this drone, or he would have been easy pickings. I've always said the drones are for more than just videos. Here's the same shot at 1x zoom. Pretty impressive, huh? All right, meetup complete. Keith's gonna take his truck and go scout a couple things that I saw on the drone as potential camps. He's getting over being sick. I'm still iffy off and on, so no welcoming hug, sadly. But yeah, let's find camp. That sounds good. I'll start heading that way.
Okay, head that way, and then there are a couple more roads back here I'm going to go run down and check out just to see if I find anything better, but I'll meet up with you at the sign.
Perfect. Sounds good. Come on, old girl. This is really cool. I hate comparing places to other places, but I can't help it sometimes. It has a very Death Valley, Echo Canyon kind of feel to it.
So make a right at the sign.
All right.
Yeah, this is it, man.
This is like Joshua Tree level kind of stuff right here.
And nobody around. This whole area is pretty epic.
Gosh, look at this. Look at this. This is what we're after, folks. This is why we do this stuff. Oh my gosh. What a cathedral. This would be nice in the wind too.
Heck yeah.
Not that I'm worried about that anymore, but it's always in your mind, you know?
Yep.
Dang. Well,
Beautiful.
this is a great start.
Beautiful.
Dang. Well, I just noticed one of my lights went bye-bye. I think it's down in there somewhere. All right, time to get camp set up. You ready for this? Camp is done. Well, that's pretty much it. Toiletry bag hung up, iPad for movies. No baby bed, so just all kinds of room for my junk. Oh, we got the induction going on here.
I do. We're all electric, baby.
You're all electric, saving the earth.
That's right. Yeah. Never mind, and we won't talk about the
Don't talk about this.
We burn to get out here, but everything else all electric.
Electric. You're offsetting your carbon footprint.
That's right. Yeah, we're carbon neutral. Oh, too funny.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
Looky there. It's almost cheese time.
So tell me again how many amp hours you've got?
6 kilowatt hours or 460 amp hours.
Jeez.
So it's a lot.
How much solar up top?
320 watts up top.
Nice.
And right now, let's see what we're drawing. So we're pulling down 961 watts.
Okay.
So yeah, the inverter's working.
The future.
That's right.
Oh man,
Check
that's cooked to perfection. Right there.
Good stuff.
That's a man sandwich there.
That's right.
After a long, tiring day of mostly pavement travels, we got our first real taste of southern Nevada. And if this camp is any indication of what it's going to be like in this region, then we've struck proverbial gold in the views department. Join us next time as we dig into this remote, seemingly unknown area of the West and share even more incredible explorations. As always, thanks for riding along. Remember to stay curious and leave it better than you found it.